And I was just, after all this, I was kind of reflecting on the time when my sister was walking through Lincoln Mall back in Chicago. And one of the things that happened was as she was walking through the mall, someone passes her by and says the F word and says towel, F and towel. And I remember when my sister told me that, and I wasn't there, and I wasn't able to defend her, and I wasn't able to be there for her. It really made me very angry that people would do that, and it also made me feel very bad for my sister. And I know a lot of times for my Muslim sisters, not just my blood relations, but all my Muslim sisters, I know a lot of times you get thrown comments left and right. But the one thing that I wanted to say is that a lot of times when I see my sisters, just like Ali Mir was mentioning, maybe sometimes we're, obviously we're holding our modesty, we're not going to the next level and discussing and talking and chatting, where I'm flirting with someone, where a lot of times in this country that's kind of like giving a woman respect or giving a woman, like making a woman feel comfortable. And obviously I don't partake in that. But even though I don't do that, every time I see my sister and every time I see my Muslim sisters, it only brings pride to the fact that I'm a Muslim. And the one thing that I always think about is whenever I happen to see a sister wearing the hijab, like it really makes me and motivates me to be a better Muslim because of what they have to go through. And it puts me in check and tells me that if they're going through that, then, and if I'm supposed to be there to protect them and to take care of them and to look out for them, then I better be trying harder and I better be pushing myself. And I just wanted to say that every time I interacted with a sister who's modest and so on and so forth, I may not obviously have a relationship at another level, but I always, when they don't know or when they can't see me, between me and God, I always pray for them that God give me the best. So.
I'm really bad with getting to the point, so just bear with me. Up until this morning, I'm Muslim, but I haven't been completely convinced into wearing hijab at a regular basis. Yeah, I wear it when I pray, I wear it when I'm in the mosque, but not outside doing normal day-to-day things. And up until this morning, I knew about this hijab challenge, but I wasn't going to do it. I thought, what's the point? Maybe it's for people who don't understand the hijab or who don't understand that it makes people feel different or they're treated differently or not respected or all those misconceptions. I thought I knew that without wearing the hijab and I didn't need to go through with it. My mindset is more like my family. Some of my aunts and uncles, they wear the hijab, but my mom particularly was forced to wear the hijab, and that's why she ran away and got married and doesn't wear the hijab, is completely against it. When I told her today that I was going to wear it just for one day, she kind of laughed in disbelief, kind of like I betrayed her because of her experience, but more so because she didn't think I believed in it. I guess my experience today, what I was having problems with was, am I wearing the hijab and am I behaving in the way I am as an individual, or am I representing something bigger? And I always thought if you're wearing the hijab, then you better act like a good Muslim, and you better do everything appropriately and right, because you're representing MSU, you're representing the Muslim community, you're representing like the Arab community. It's like all just because you're wearing this hijab. But today I felt I'm just one person. If I make a mistake, it shouldn't be just based on disposition. Like, it should be all of us like working to define this image. We shouldn't blame one person or judge a whole religion based on one person's actions. I don't know where I'm going with this, but today I felt mixed feelings. Like, I want to go talk to my professor and say something really intelligent, and I want to talk to a whole bunch of people and discuss and try to see how if they're going to respect me, and I want to show Islam in the best light ever. And another thing is, no, but I'm just Nesma, that's my name, and I don't need to do all this. And my question is, what do you feel like people who do wear the hijab all the time, do you feel this like pressure that you constantly have to represent like Islam, and does that empower you? Do you feel bigger than yourself, or does that also stress you out? So that's a question to anyone.
I've been wearing hijab for a lot of years now, so I just wanted to answer your question since you asked it. I don't know where you went. To be honest, it's a little bit of both, I think. Definitely, when you wear the hijab, you are representing something bigger than yourself. And even, whether that should happen or shouldn't happen, people are going to look at you, and whatever actions you do, they're going to judge all Muslims by what you did. And so that kind of does put a little bit of pressure on you. But to be honest, it's not just about that. It's first of all it's your relationship with God. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because you're only human. We're all only human. Everybody makes mistakes. And so even if you mess up, it's people's fault that they decide that that's all of Muslims what they do or whatever. It's not on you. Even though you have to be careful, you have to try to remember in the back of your head that I'm Muslim, wear hijab, I should be careful what I do, because I'm representing Muslim women, I'm representing Muslim people. But at the end of the day, you're human, everybody messes up, everybody makes mistakes, and if you do, so what? It doesn't matter. That's another thing that non-Muslims or other people or Muslims that don't wear hijab should remember. We're all human, we all mess up. Just because I do something stupid, it doesn't mean it's Muslim. It doesn't mean it's Islam. It doesn't mean that's how all Muslims are. If my mom forced me to wear hijab, that's not Islam. That's because my mom did it, which she didn't, by the way. But I'm just saying, And that's something very, very important that people should remember at the end of the day. Remember, keep in the back of your mind that we are just people, just like you. The same way you make mistakes, we make mistakes. And so whatever we do is not always a representation of all Muslims in the world. We're still learning, we're still trying to better ourselves, so it's a little bit of pressure, but it's okay. You can mess up, don't worry. So.